One, two, three.
Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen.
Jinx, you guys both owe me a soda.
Yeah.
No, I thought then we hug and that didn't change the game anyway. All right, fine, soda it is. It's fine. How's everybody been doing this week?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Doing great.
living the dream.
Yeah, you know.
Except for 50. I was say
Depending on where you come.
Yeah, depends.
Timberwolves great. Vikings not great. So I'm a half and half here.
We're 50-50
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So
Opposite 50 though.
yeah, definitely an opposite 50.
Look, I'm just happy Cowboys. We're getting closer to that 500 mark.
Yep.
We're getting
Yep.
closer.
We're just gonna live in the 500.
We were about to be at that 500 mark, and then the last second field goal just screwed us.
Yeah.
Like it's rough to watch.
Brutal. Sports is interesting right now because in games past, over the past 3 or 4 years, the three of us have had some reason to cheer at this point.
Yeah.
At this point of the season, in every sport, we've been like, okay, we good.
Yep.
Nah, it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
Well, except for you for basketball.
I'm about to
You're
say, I'm
consistent,
very happy at least with
With basketball,
with
yeah,
Timberwolves. Yeah. Timberwolves
Yikes.
just stomped on the Mavericks last night.
What was it? 35 points.
It was
Yeah.
brutal. Yeah.
It was
And what's funny is
something like
I
that.
watched a couple quarters and I was like, there's no point.
Right.
Oh,
Even
no.
as a fan, I'm like, there's no point.
Yeah.
It just is gonna make me sad.
Yep.
Anthony Davis is in there wearing Packers crap, and I don't know if that was at this game, but I know that's all this week. Where I was like,
Yeah.
he wants out, dude.
Yeah.
That is a statement.
For sure.
I'm like, it's clearly a I went out of Dallas like Micah did, and
Yep.
go to Packers.
It's with Nico gone, maybe he'll stay.
Oh
Maybe.
no, we gotta
No,
blow that
man,
up.
because he didn't want to go there anyway. I think you get Fat Davis out. You trade him out.
I know I'm the minority of Mavericks fans. Kyrie, Clay, and AD.
Just rip them all out.
I was with you when we talked about it last time. I'm like, the only one I was like, I could see them keeping would be Kyrie, but that's only because you need a veteran leader. But
You do, but I think you can get that back.
Sure.
Not that it would be the case, but a Mike Conley, dude, somebody will take it out of package
There's-
give
Yeah.
an older point
there's a
guard.
better
for
veteran
sure.
that can go in there and
Yeah.
teach those guys.
Now, if we could get Ja Morant, I think it'd be very interesting.
That'd be
You could
crazy,
put,
dude.
I want John
a Kyrie,
Morant. No,
AD.
give us-
That's the
give us
only.
Ja.
That's the only one where I haven't seen any mock trades for. Because I guess it would be they get Ja maybe a pick or two for.
No, we don't have picks to give.
Well, no. I mean,
Yeah.
they would probably. Well, do you think Ja would be packaged with a pick, or just for Ja you get?
It'd probably be
these
a
three dudes?
Ja and a
Yeah.
role player, and then maybe a pick or something, because you'd have to make the
Yeah, because
salaries
they have to
work.
make something
Yeah.
work. That's why I'm like they might.
Kyrie
have,
makes a ton.
Yeah.
Kyrie makes a lot.
Clay makes
Kyrie's
a
the
ton.
big-
Honestly,
all of you guys make a
I'll give
ton.
any pick of the two for a Ja. You
Yeah.
mix and match
That'd
as
be
you
great.
please.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking 120 million over the
That's a lot
over
of
the
money.
next
That's
years.
a
You know what's
lot
kind
of
of
money.
funny is anything Dallas is worth is just baggage.
Yeah.
Dude.
Why are we only trading for baggage?
Right.
Ja's a great. I would even argue he's a great player.
I think it's
Tyrese, I
because-
busted his chops. He's a great
Yeah.
player, but he
Yeah.
didn't have baggage. So if we got
Right.
a Halliburton, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think
But
the
see, you
problem is that all of our guys are old in glass cannons.
Yeah.
You're trading a risk for a risk, so
Yeah.
you have to trade.
You
that.
can, to a certain extent, you can coach out baggage though too.
Look at Kyrie.
Yeah.
That's true.
He didn't even play for Brooklyn.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
He was
I mean,
one step above.
he
Ben
did, like,
Simmons.
5
I'm gonna say
minutes.
not playing for Brooklyn and having gun charges is a couple different things.
And then
No,
still
potato,
do the
potato.
same
But
thing.
it's also for example, Minneapolis. You go to Minneapolis, there's not a whole lot to do. You could still get in some trouble, but
Yeah.
it's not like you're playing in Vegas or
Right.
something, or
I
New
don't know.
York or LA.
Zach Randolph sure proved that wrong when he got busted. He got busted while playing for distribution, and now I believe he just got busted again for distribution while he
if
was on the
you're-
broadcast.
Let's go. Let's
If
keep it
you're
consistent.
dedicated enough, all
Hey,
right,
listen, man.
yeah.
Everybody can be the best at what they want
I
to be.
think there's a stat a few years back, and I don't know if it's
Oh,
up
that
to
was in
date.
Memphis, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But apparently the Vikings, out of all of the teams in the league, had the most players arrested.
Oh my gosh,
And
seriously?
This
Well,
was a few years
y'all had
back.
the one dude.
So I mean, there was that whole the boat party stuff, the
That's
love boat,
brutal.
I think is what it was called, back in the early 2000s. That was a little sad.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That just seems so odd to me.
But now it hasn't had nearly as much of
The
that
cold is
point.
just driving
Yeah.
them all insane.
Well, because my brain, and maybe it's just a little biased, my brain would have been Raiders or something in California or
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
not
sure it was
Like the
up
Bay.
there.
Yeah.
not the Vikings.
But yeah, the Vikings, well, because it was the early days. Now it's not nearly as bad. You had Addison on a DUI last year.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But it was the same thing where it's you had Justin Jefferson who's kept his ears clean the whole time and staying out of trouble. And he even said that he was it's nice to live in the suburbs with nothing else to do.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair.
People like that need nothing to do.
Right,
We just need
exactly.
to throw you in the corner.
Yeah. So you go play video games,
Yeah.
and then you come back and play football, and we're good.
We're good. We're all set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will say for the Mavs, a trade target I haven't seen put out there, and I would love to see. So I think we should go after Devontae Murray.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Man, who does he play for? I was just looking at him the other day. But I think he'd be really good. I do remember that whoever it was he plays for the Pelicans. They're not doing great. They don't got a lot going on. And I don't believe he's integral to their future.
Yeah.
So I would see trading for him. He's not that old, right? He's only 20. Well, he's pretty old. I say that he's more than 10 years.
Well, it's like old, getting
29.
This is like his.
This is like
he's going to be in
his
post athleticism.
If he's going to hit his peak prime,
it's now.
Yeah.
I would say I know we
is.
talked about it, I think, for a minute last time, but I saw an actual trade with the Bulls because I'm like, Chicago, and again, it was only 5 or 6 games, looked really good for what they are, and now they're starting to look like Chicago again. So you're like, if I'm them, you go, you're clearly missing something. I mean, pick up a couple of your guys, and it's a future build for the Mavericks. They get a couple guys who can fight out.
The other guy I would be interested to see how those would have to line up is Zach LaVine. I know he's not happy on the Kings. The Kings have a weird rotation right now.
LaVine, I'm sorry. Like, LaVine he's turning into, who was I thinking of recently? Like a, kind of like a Jimmy Butler, but there's someone else out of my mind where it's like they just they're not happy anywhere they go.
Yeah.
Like they give it out for a little bit. And to be fair, I know he toughed it out in a lot of places.
I was going to say,
he's toughed it out.
He started
Bulls,
Minnesota. Yep.
For what, he was there for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And then he got stuck on the Bulls where he was averaging almost 30 points a game.
Oh, that's right.
There was not another player worth their jersey to get on that. Because everybody just kept being injured.
I think we traded. I think that was a trade for Butler. I think
it was. Because y'all sent Wiggins and LaVine away.
Yeah, we sent that's when we sent Wiggins to Golden State.
Yeah, to Golden State.
And that was I think a 3-team trade on that one.
It was a big trade. But I would be interested to see him in a position where, because he isn't a vet, but he's definitely been around. He knows how to use the ball. I mean, he's 30.
Yeah.
He's averaged more than 20, 25 points.
Well, think about it. In 2 years, that's what the age people were calling like Westbrook a year ago. They're like, he's washed.
Yeah.
So he only has a couple years left before people are like, bro, he's going to call it.
Right.
You know
but
what I mean?
we take on that expire, because by the time he's done, his contract's going to be up with us. Yeah. It's not like Kyrie. Kyrie's done any day.
That's
AD
true.
is done any day. Clay was done last year. So,
Anthony Davis has one extra rib on his plate. He's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't playing anymore.
I mean, between all 3 of your players, you have one complete basketball player.
We have one complete guy.
Out of all the different injuries.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and like if you're LaVine, I think he has value for places. But like it was kind of like Gordon with Orlando.
Yeah.
He was going to be stuck there forever.
Yep.
But he finally got out, went to Denver, won a championship, and now he's like, dude, I'm cool. But like, because he was around the same. I mean, because then they were the ones going at it in the dunk contest, right? Him and Gordon.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon. Yeah.
Aaron Gordon.
LaVine Gordon.
Yeah. So I'm like,
that was a great
so
dunk
Gordon
contest.
of the two stuck it out with a crub team, expired, and went to a championship team.
Yeah.
He keeps getting traded around.
Yeah,
and,
and
like,
that's so not his fault.
No, and that's not his fault. But I feel bad for him because you're like, at this point, do you just tough it out and then you get to choose kind of, but or do you just hope that you get traded again and maybe it's a championship?
He's still averaging 22.5 points on a team that is garbage.
Right.
Well, I say that the Kings aren't the worst team.
They're the definition of a mid team.
Yeah,
they have DeRozan still, don't they? They have DeRozan, which he's getting up there.
Who's the guy that was featured in starting 5 last year? Their center.
There's like Sabonis.
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Yeah. Is their
Let's find out. It is. Oh yeah, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, DeMar, Zach, and Russell. Yeah. Wow, that's the old man squad.
Yeah, that's right, because they just signed Russell.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
then you got Dennis Schroeder. Wow, this is an old squad, bro.
It's a tough squad.
Yeah.
Because
this squad is all retired in 5 years.
Well, because you traded Fox to the Spurs, and like I don't even know what he's doing now.
No.
Like talk about like he was a star for them, and they're like,
he's been injured.
Out.
He just came back.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, Aaron Fox. Yeah,
like, I don't hear anything about him. He's been dead for 3 years.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't spend a lot of time. Like he played obviously, but was it a calf injury?
I think so.
And then out of like the Spurs, I will say, do well on injuries.
They do.
So they don't do like the Mavs and we push you back 2 weeks early. They give you an extra 2 weeks to heal.
Right.
And then actually get to play you. They have a lot of young players. So
they do.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why like there's some teams that genuinely know how to handle a new or young core.
Yeah.
Celtics, it bums me out a lot because I've experienced it for so long, but they are not scared to be like, we're starting over, which is what we're currently living through. And then Spurs, it's taken them a bit, which reminds me of like Lakers when they finally got rid of like Kobe and everyone else. Like it was kind of like, we got to start over.
They had Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, and D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
That was back. Y'all had, it was like the battle of the young guys. It was Zach LaVine,
Yep.
Wiggins. And who else was on your team? Oh, it was Cat.
Yeah. Young Cat.
Young Cat.
Baby Cat.
Yep.
And then you had Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, and D'Lo as the young guys coming in there. They were going to be the next big thing for the Lakers.
They had some dude that was, wasn't he like a teacher or like a janitor? And he came in, there was like some dude the Lakers hired.
Oh,
yeah. He made that random shot. And they're like, he finally living his dream. And I'm like,
he came from the G League and got like, he scored like 19 points or something like that one game.
Went off, dude.
Yeah, and then nothing.
I'm telling you right now, that would be, you wouldn't get me to shut up.
No.
If I scored 5 points in an NBA game, it's all you
If I scored 1 point in an NBA game, I don't care if I'm standing. 100%. Like, I'm standing 2 feet past a deep three, and I go, please God.
Framed. I'm getting a little cutout of my jersey.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I would walk into restaurants offering signatures. Like,
I scored 5 points in the last night. But then there's some teams, because there's some teams that understand to rebuild.
Yeah.
And Spurs is one I trust. And then ones that like Lakers that
you have to like trust your GM at that point, because there are some GMs that have gutted.
You can't say that with him right there.
We got a badge of honor.
Yeah, badge of honor Mavericks here. Some GMs that don't know what they're doing.
You gut a team when they made no sense. Like when it wasn't time to gut a team.
What's funny is like you say gut a team, it was one guy, but it was the team. It was your central guy.
Yeah.
It just was like
you're right.
I've never seen, because like again, I've never, because the equivalent is like, and again, it's different because of championships. But like if the Lakers won 99, 2000, 2001, and they're like, all right, guys, we gotta get Kobe out of here.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, like it's his prime.
To be fair,
he's young.
I mean,
it's his prime.
they let Shaq walk. Well, I guess Shaq.
But they let him walk. Though. That was he asked to leave.
And also, they tried to trade Kobe, and it got rescinded.
Really?
Yeah.
Who did they try to trade him to?
Didn't they?
You know what? I think I know what you're talking about. Went into like it was like Orlando or something like. No, I think I know what you're talking about. They were gonna either trade.
There was something going on with the Kobe trade. Maybe that wasn't the one that was rescinded.
Because he originally was about to sign with somebody else in his rookie year, but that changed.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Oh, it was the Clippers. He was gonna work at the Clippers or sign the Clippers. They did a tryout.
Yeah.
And then the Lakers beat him to it or something.
Interesting.
Happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know about a trade. That's interesting. If they're just like, well, maybe I'm wrong. They're like, guys, 3 championships.
But yeah, like there's a difference between like Shaq, where he like requested to leave, whereas Kobe was like, I'm gonna stay here.
Nope. Yeah. Kobe demanded a trade, and the team looked for it and could not get it done.
Interesting.
What year did it say?
2007, right after Shaq left.
Oh, okay.
So that was
interesting.
That was, a few years after Shaq left. At this point, he was in Miami. Boston? He was somewhere.
At that point, he was in Phoenix, I think.
Was he all the way to Phoenix?
Yeah.
So
that's when he started his color.
Yeah.
His rainbow.
Yeah.
So they tried to trade him. Brian was using his no trade clause to deny teams he didn't want to go to. So he couldn't be dealt easily, and they couldn't get it done. They ended up getting Pau Gasol. That happened, and now he's all happy because he's
2 years later wins the championship again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good negotiating tactic on his part. There's like, all right, give me the things that I need, or else I will, make life, miserable for you.
How interesting would the NBA have been had he gone anywhere else?
To literally
anywhere else. I still say, and maybe it wasn't Kobe being traded, but the Chris Paul rescinded trade, I think, is the biggest one. That
where he was going to go to
would
Lakers?
have happened?
Yeah.
Because wait, was that wasn't with LeBron yet, right? That was like back before.
It was 2007. LeBron was in the league.
Well,
wait, no. You're right.
Chris Paul.
2011.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I couldn't remember what year that was. Like that would have been with Kobe.
No.
Because is that the year when they got Steve Nash, and it seemed like a make a team, like a create your own team. It was like they had Dwight Howard and Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant.
Just
like,
so many random names. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it was a rescinded trade, and that's why they got Nash, is because the Chris Paul trade went through.
That's what I was wondering.
So instead of Nash, they would have got Chris Paul.
Gotcha.
Which would have been a better trade. Paul was on the. I mean, Nash was definitely on the back end of his career at that point. But.
Yeah. And then he ended up in LA still with the Clippers.
Right.
On that, dude, I was a hardcore Lob City fan.
Yep.
Like, I love the story. You got DeAndre Jordan. Caron Butler was looking for his redemption because he won a chip with us, but he was injured for the important game. So it's like...
He wanted to actually show himself.
Yeah, I mean, you want to... And then, strangely enough, he kept getting injured in the playoffs. So he had like this curse.
He was cursed ever since that.
JJ Redick was the just a clutch shooter.
I would love to see one of those like flashy teams actually make it, because I would love, because like there's all the teams that make it, now are all your play conservative teams, your good team. Obviously, they're good teams for a reason. I would love to see like your old Laker games where you had your Kobe and you had your Shaq just being huge men and being
Shaq just
flashy,
doing everything he wanted.
Exactly. Yeah, I would love to see a flashy team.
It would be interesting. It would be really interesting. There's not a lot of flash anymore. Like I would say.
The closest was Golden State because that wasn't what teams did that much of. You know, like threes were a thing, but like they changed it completely.
Right. I would say the Splash Brothers were
the quote unquote flashiest team, and I think in a different way would be the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because they've got like that whole camaraderie. Like they look like they're actually having fun half the time.
Because the Knicks are a team that even when they stink, always still bring that sort of like
and that's why it's like
even all the way to like Carmelo. Like when Carmelo was
Porzingis, Jeremy Lin.
Oh, Linsanity?
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, Linsanity. And that's the thing is you had all those nicknames back then.
They were desperate. They were that shows you New York was desperate. They were
such a market.
Yeah.
So many people
but it's like,
want them to win.
That's why you like watching like back in like the Heat days with the big three of LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. And it's like even as much as you hated all of them, you loved watching that type of basketball. Because they enjoyed playing with each other. They made it like that was flashy ball right there. And
even arguably the Lakers at that time with Pau Gasol, it was flashy in a different way, but man, they were just so good. They were just like gloating over.
Because you had
because they could gloat over.
Because they could do whatever they wanted.
If it wasn't the Heatles or Spurs, they could gloat over the rest of the league.
Well, and there's that one clip because they had rookie Andrew Bynum going at Shaq. Have y'all seen that?
Oh, I did see that.
It's like them going back and forth at each other. It was like you don't see that kind of stuff anymore. One because fouls get called so fast.
The other day,
what a great Wembanyama.
Yeah, Wemby versus Draymond. That was beautiful. To see where like they were. I want to know what Draymond says. I would love
Draymond
to
said it on his podcast.
What did he say?
I saw it today. Dre, he's got to go to the hotel. And
he's like, I'm going to chirp at you, and I got studio at 7 o'clock.
So what did he say to Wemby?
He told Wemby that he was scared of him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And Wemby just started screaming, which is the correct response.
Yeah. Draymond's what, 30?
Draymond's older for
than
sure.
30, he's got to be 35 or something like that.
Because he's been around a long time. Well, I guess. Okay, he's been around at least 10 years because that's when they started winning the title.
He's 35.
35.
There we go.
So 35. Wemby's what, like 20, 21-ish?
Yeah.
Wemby's young.
Because it's only like his second or third year.
Third year, right?
Let's see. He is, Wembanyama is 21.
Okay, you can drink, so you can
drink.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that was beautiful to just watch that and just immediately poster him.
And the poster was really good. I will say, throwing that, I mean, I understand that Draymond is 6'7", 6'8", whatever.
But he's not short.
He's not short.
But throwing that close to the
that's a bold move.
That by the coach.
That's a bold move.
That is some next level trust in both the passer and the Wemby in the paint.
To our point from last week, it's like that's why Wemby has that extra oomph power because he's a tall guy who can jump and move, which really already puts him above 95% of every other tall guy in the league, or has been.
The worry is he gets injured a lot. He just got injured
again, and it's gonna be like
it's calf strain. Calf strain. At least you have to expect 2 weeks, I assume.
At least it ain't
I just don't understand. That'll be next. It's like he'll hurt his leg like this, not be able to move very much at first, and then blood clot come back. Well, it just stresses me out for people like this new basketball. I know there was injuries 2000s and 10s or whatever, but like, I feel like now for like some of these tall dudes, like I say tall, like a Wemby or a Chet Holmgren or like these really lanky dudes, like they're just done. Like they get 1 or 2 injuries like consistently, they're done. They're never the same.
Well, I mean that's every tall guy because it's like back with who am I thinking of? The other from China.
Yao Ming?
Yao Ming, as soon as his knee started going out, it was immediate. Like, the Rockets were amazing, and then the first time his knees went out, he was never the same after that.
No.
Porzingis. I was like, there's one more I'm thinking of who recently just strew of bad luck.
Kevin Garnett, as soon as those knees started going out, he was a force, and then immediately brittle.
Done for.
Yeah,
it's like their body holds on until it gets hurt, and then they're like, you're not going to be the same.
That's pretty much it.
You're done.
That's pretty much it.
We'll keep you healthy as long as you stay healthy.
Yeah, and I think the problem with the bigs is that there's just less of them.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can name right now we could name 20 little guys. The problem is there's a host of little guys waiting to take his place. I say little, like 6'6".
It's a revolving door, but then they get passed around from team to team to team, and then find themselves on the bench. Whereas the big guys, revolving door, but then they get injured and out of the
If you are 7 foot, you have a 20% chance to play in the NBA in the United States. 20%.
That's crazy. That percentage is insane. Well, and the thing is too, because like in theory, if you're a big dude who can rebound and stay healthy, you have a longer career.
You have a job.
Yeah, because like look at Steven Adams, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how tall he is in comparison to some of these other guys. 6'10". Okay,
6'11".
So 6'10", 6'11".
Depends on what shoes he's
for the most part, up until like
if he's talking to a girl,
up until recently, I know he's been hurt a few times, but like he's had a decent career with several teams because he can just catch. He doesn't shoot very well. He can catch. He's aggressive. So he has a lot
Reggie Evans.
Yeah.
Reggie Evans played, what did they say? I think 10, 13 years.
Yeah.
I don't think ever attempted a three really. Didn't shoot. Barely dunked the ball. And he was small. He was just a good, small first center. He was 6'9".
But he can rebound.
I can rebound. Look at Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
He's been in the league forever.
Dude, I keep waiting for him to be finally see he's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, he just keeps getting new teams.
Yep.
It's all, I love those kind of, I respect that kind of
that's
all right,
awesome.
I'm going to stay relevant for as long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Teams are going to throw him around, but they still keep throwing him around. There's still value to him.
And what's funny to him, or what's funny about him and players like him, and I really appreciate it, is they will understand that they may not be the guy, but they can be the guy at what they do.
Yeah.
Right? Because he came into the league
Specialist,
you're going to be the next one of the star players. They was like, well, you're a role player. Well, now you're a bench star. And now you're a bench role player who sometimes gets to start.
That determines to me the difference between people who become a superstar and then fade immediately versus people who almost are a superstar but then prolong their career because they accept that fact.
Case in point, Kevin Love on the Jazz. We were just talking about the Jazz. Kevin Love is chilling on the Jazz and he's doing the vet thing. Which is funny because people forget Kevin Love was the guy. Yeah. I'm not even talking about.
He was supposed to be the Wolves guy.
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the Cavs and the championship run. That was not Kevin Love the guy. Kevin Love the guy was the 2020 machine in the Wolves.
Yeah. He's putting up numbers.
So sorry. No. When this team was trash except for him.
That's the problem.
Dude, you can't say that with him right now.
I know.
But it's true. You can't say that with him there.
But it's true.
He was just so good.
Yeah.
And there was nothing you could do to stop him.
It was the same thing with
that's
KG.
why it was a huge deal when he went to Cleveland because of that. And that's why it worked so well because it's he got there.
Well, and he was willing to take he was willing to be a supporting actor.
Yes.
Right? Because that's the difference. Some guys, like Kyrie and LeBron, had a hard time working long term because they both want to be the guy.
And that's the thing. Caleb's always been the humble guy. He's always stepped up when you needed him to, and that's what made him so great. That he'll step up, but he'll also back down when he knows that there's somebody else that needs to be put forward.
Yep.
He's such a great team player because of that. Every single team he's on.
Chris Bosh was the same for D-Wade because there couldn't be three.
Exactly.
It was impossible.
Yep.
No. And so Chris Bosh literally changed his whole game to complement the other two.
And it made him look that much better.
Oh, well, it made everybody love him.
Yeah. When you have the other two playing at this level.
Yeah.
Well, that's what teams forgot, and that's why the big three thing got fizzled out so fast.
Right.
Because you forgot each person's supposed to fill a void.
Yes.
They're meant to be
100%.
a puzzle piece,
yes.
not let's get Kevin Durant, let's get James Harden, let's get Kyrie. You know, it's like that doesn't work because they're the same dude.
Right.
Yep.
They need three pieces to fit.
And I suspect that's why it's never worked with Butler anywhere except for kind of
now. This is the
Philly. He was one game, one bounce. Right?
That's fair.
He was one game away from being possibly a shot at the title. Or 2 games. Whatever.
Right. There's so many.
So, all right, with the exception of one singular season in his career.
Yes. And again, the next year, not his fault. No. Joel Embiid goes out and doesn't play another game for the year.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do without your star player?
The same thing with last year, though, with Golden State. If Steph hadn't gotten injured, there's a good chance they probably would have beat us in that first round.
Dude, because that was a hard-fought victory.
That went to 7, and it's still barely.
And that's with
6, whatever,
He even got injured at one point, tailbone injury, and still played. He's one of the few where I'm like, I don't think it's his fault.
Not always. I don't think it's. I think it's not 100% his fault.
What in the world happened on the Timberwolves? And I will shout out. That story told from Jeff Teague's perspective. Here are my 2 reasons why. Okay.
A, he had a bad attitude going into it. And I say bad attitude. He had a win at all costs attitude, which is not 100% bad, but in that scenario, it kind of was. But but it fed into the second problem, which was the Wolves did not have a good winning environment at all. No. The GM and that entire locker room did not want to win whatsoever. He was coming into a trash organization. Yes. Speaking as the hometown, they did not want to have any sort of fire to win whatsoever.
Which is weird when that happens with teams where you're like,
he came in and called them out on their crap for it. That's why everyone was pissed at the time. Where oh, he can't play team ball. It's like, well, nobody else wanted to play with him. That was the problem.
Right.
And he wasn't getting any support from the office.
Yeah. Have y'all seen a shot derail a team that bad before? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because think about it. So, Toronto makes that shot. They get easily missed. Kyrie,
I'm thinking of the right championship, right? It was Jimmy and them, right?
I think so, yeah. It was Jimmy, Ben Simmons.
I know it was the...
Yeah, it was I think it was his last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like...
It was because it was the second year of Embiid, right?
Yeah.
The second year of trust the
and
process Embiid.
Ben Simmons, people were like, his trash free throw. That's when it started to get in his head because he was playing perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. And then because of a couple free throws, the fan base destroyed him. Yeah. Now, that shot... Had it missed and 76ers won, I think we'd have a completely different 76ers experience at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because they lost in that fashion.
Yep.
And they derailed so fast. Because you get rid of Jimmy.
Spiraled.
Yeah, you get rid of Jimmy. Joel Embiid is constantly hurt after that.
And he's not the same. Mentally, he's not the same.
No, Ben Simmons went away for like a year.
Ben Simmons never recovered.
No, he never, ever recovered. He's not even playing now. He never recovered.
He couldn't even dunk the ball at 6'9".
That series in the fan base took the passion out of that dude.
Right.
So I've never seen it
Although I gotta say, it couldn't have happened
fast.
to a better city.
Yeah, I know. I'm perfectly fine with it happening to Philly, but I've never seen it drastically change so bad. After one shot,
man,
there was no next year.
But I mean, that's it. Really is when you get to that level, you're at the cusp of being able to see glory, and then it just tanks. Well, I mean.
And I'm not trying to keep talking about Boston, but the thing is, when they got to because when they got to the semifinals and lost in 2020, it was okay, what can we do to get back next year?
Right.
Then they go back. I think that year they got eliminated in the conference finals again, and then they're like, okay, what do we do? You find adjustments. Then they get to the finals against Golden State and botch it. Yeah. They were supposed to win that, and they didn't. So okay, what do we need?
But
okay, we get Kristaps, we get this.
Stuff out of their plants,
yeah, they were just doing anything they could.
Yeah.
So okay, now we get Kristaps, we get this, we get whatever, and then then they win. So with 76ers, it's they didn't. Some teams just don't do it. Yeah. OKC did the same thing, kind of, where it's they made it to the finals, and then they fell apart. Now it took a little bit more time than Philly did,
right?
But it was they started over. They got out.
I'm hoping that's where the Timberwolves are at right now, where we've gotten so close. Yeah. 2 different years.
It's their time, man. They're getting so close.
I sure hope so.
The West is so weird right now because Lakers are doing good, but they're not a great postseason team.
I mean, the standings are nuts in the West right now because, if you look at, obviously, OKC is running away with it right now.
Of course, yeah.
14-1, but Denver is 10-3, Rockets 9-3, LA 10-4, San Antonio 9-4, T-Wolves 9-5, Golden State 9-6. I'm at 7 right now.
What's your record at 7?
That's top 7 is what I'm saying.
No, what do you have at 7?
Golden State is at 9-6 at number 7. So we barely edge them out percentage wise.
The West is good, or the East is completely different.
Yeah. With the East,
if you were the 7th seed in the West, you'd be number 2.
It's a little more evenly spread. Where it's Pistons are 12-2, Cleveland
Pistons
10-5, and then it goes Raptors 9-5, Hawks 9-5, Knicks 8-5. 76ers 8-5, Miami Heat 8-6 as well.
Okay.
So and that's your 7.
Yeah, top 7.
Yeah.
Because if you do it play-in, stop at the play-in level.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's.
So it's pretty close, but there's definitely a extra level I think in the West compared to
100%. Because for the most part, excluding a couple, most teams in the West have their life together.
Yeah.
They're missing a piece or two, or maybe there's an injury or two.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everyone, this is the team they're going in.
Yeah.
There may be some trades on some of the lower tiers.
Yeah.
But the top 10. That's your top 10. That's who it's gonna be. It's not.
And it's those ones are the ones that have carefully cultured a team here.
Yeah. They took their time. And
whereas the East is kind of all right. Throw stuff at a wall, see what sticks.
Mm-hmm. I think with Minnesota, and I hate to be injuries, but with them, their best chance is if they can find the one piece they're missing, which obviously is no duh, or. I mean, a lot of people above them
it is just one piece, though. Yeah. If it's missing anything, right now, you could argue we're not missing anything. Yeah. We're firing at all cylinders and showing it. Yeah.
Because 3 weeks, because the Clippers, one person gets out, they're screwed.
Yep.
You get Golden State, one person's out, they're screwed.
Yeah.
You get Spurs, they just lost Wemby. This 3 weeks is going to seem like 5 months. Because
for sure.
Same him, with I'm sure the Nuggets, if you take one piece out,
you lose one piece. So you have so many Lakers. Yep. LeBron's not even playing right now.
Right.
So I'm and I know because they're doing so good, I'd be I'm not rushing him back. But he's going to rush himself back, and then Luka can't stay healthy.
I don't think he's going to rush himself back. Honestly, I think he sees the fact that you would think. I'm assuming he's not going to rush himself back.
Maybe not rush. But
I think he's old enough and wise enough to maybe show that. All right, we're going to sit for a little bit.
Guys, do you think I can sit until April? Yeah. Is that a possibility?
Fine March. I gotta get a warm up.
He's just like, I think my Achilles is torn.
Right.
And he's just like, I'll be back.
So what are my odds for All-Star? No? All right, I'll sit.
Yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, there's a lot of room there for... Yeah. It's going to be interchangeable throughout the entire year.
Yeah.
Like, because there's just so many pieces that, like, every team has that one thing where it's like, well, if he goes out, you're done for
Right, right.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
All right, I'm going to push back on your Jimmy Butler thing.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Boys, I want a clean fight.
Yeah, right. So I actually don't think this is Jimmy's fault. Okay. He did go in with a win everything attitude, but I'm reading the roster. Every single person got traded away to be a second or third piece. None of them were leaders who wanted to win.
Question: Is this Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Got it.
I hope for the fact that it was a garbage.
For sure.
It was a garbage office.
I think that he never wanted to go there, and this was his way out. Now, I will say, going to the media before practice was over, for one, genius. Yeah. All right, we're playing chess at this point. Because he had to plan this out.
Chess, he's playing nuclear warfare.
But he had to. We're playing chess, he pulls out an Uzi. Yeah. He had to plan that before.
He had to. I bet you he probably thought about it, called his guy in the media, and went, I'm about to do something stupid at practice. Meet me afterwards.
But to be fair, both Cat and Wiggins went to somewhere where they had one or two guys above them. Yeah. And they don't have to be leaders anymore.
Right.
Like Cat
was many years later, but yeah.
Many years later, but that's where he's thriving. Yeah. When he doesn't have any pressure.
And then Wiggins, he didn't
even have to play.
Yeah. He got the ring that year, the year after he left.
Oh, he decided to play only in the finals.
Yes.
Lost
but that was
the only time he tried.
You know, sometimes you show up and sometimes you don't. Like, I think that was the whole point.
But that was, all right. So,
and then I'm going to argue again that 76ers was not a big difference. I want you to listen to who he dragged to the playoffs with Joel Embiid. Okay? I'm going to list everybody who played in that game.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Tobias Harris.
Okay.
Which is he's a scorer, but he's not a killer.
No.
Joel Embiid.
Okay, that's fine.
We all know Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was technically good at that point.
At that, yeah.
Yeah, he was defensively good and playmaking good, absolutely. JJ Redick.
Yeah.
I've now completed my list. In that game, the only other people to clock minutes, and I'm talking, let me just see how many
just some, like, take a breather minute.
Was, who is this? Is this Mike? Is it Mike Scott? I don't know. M. Scott. I don't even know this person. No. Mike Scott, out of the league. James Ennis III. Okay.
Who?
Exactly. Which, honestly, I think it's James. Yeah, James Ennis III, not the worst player in the world. He just...
Right.
He's like a backup.
No, he's just a guy.
Greg Monroe, clocked 1 minute as their only backup big.
Wow.
That was it. That was the entire squad. They drug through the playoffs to then take the champions to 7.
Right.
And then next year, Joel Embiid gets hurt, which you can argue, okay, he gets hurt, you wait. But then you see how the medical staff treats him, where we know Philly isn't right.
I think they got rated like the worst medical staff in the NBA, I believe.
Well, their mistreatment of Joel Embiid stopped, arguably. Yeah. I mean, he could have been a generational talent.
Because now he's out there running around looking like DeAndre Jordan.
Well, yeah, he's the poor guy. I mean,
or Kirk Cousins after the end of his little bit. It's just like...
When does loyalty get you? Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
I stuck with my team. I stayed through it. Now, that being said, I'm a Mavs fan for life. All right, shout out.
We got to talk about it.
But, Dirk did that, and it worked out. But if I was in Jimmy's shoes, I go to a team where Andrew Wiggins was the second pick under Anthony Bennett, which is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Because I think he played for 1 year and then was out.
He's like, I'm gone.
But he went to a team that, honestly, the Stars were the least star-like players I've ever heard of.
Right.
Because Andrew Wiggins is not that guy.
I think Cat wasn't a star yet.
Cat ain't that guy. Well, he was a scorer.
He was scoring, but he wasn't doing.
I think Kevin Garnett would agree with me that scoring is not the same as being a star.
No, goodness gracious, no, yeah.
And then he goes to a team where it's like medical malpractice on the court. I'd be out. I'd be out of both teams. Now, do I agree with the way he left Minnesota? No, I agree with the way he left Philly.
So
I'm gonna express to the media because that's just the way it works now.
No. I personally just don't like... It's the same reason why I don't like certain people to win. I don't like their mentality on how they win it. It's not, to me, the way... Again, this is me...
Sure.
I just hate the way that he acts towards other teammates at that point, or acts towards an organization.
Well, I think you look, though, this is his MO, because he did it with Timberwolves.
Yeah, sure.
He did it with 76ers. He did the same thing with Miami.
Yep.
Where, he went in there and it's his training practice, I just don't have no joy no more. Yeah. No joy, and these guys are good. And it's Bro, the third time.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's like
your
at some
only way
point
out
you have to notice a pattern at that point.
Sure, you do.
It's not 100% his fault, but it's sure.
But sticking through
helping
it,
the matters.
6 years in Chicago, where he was the guy.
That's what it should have been.
Chicago was because was he playing at the same time as D Rose too?
Yes,
for a minute.
And then he and D Rose both end up on the Wolves.
Yeah.
So no. Sorry,
it wasn't at the same time.
They were on the Wolves.
Oh, that's right, because that's why we had Thibodeau. We tried to recreate that Bulls
Chicago.
Team, I don't know. 5 years later.
I don't know if it was actually.
We had
because D Rose scored 50 points. And I don't know if Jimmy Butler was he there when D Rose scored 50.
No, they weren't. They didn't cross. They didn't cross.
No, we had Jimmy first and then D Rose when he came back.
Man, that made me put a tear in my eye. I thought someone was cutting onions.
But and then he stuck with Miami for 6 years. I mean, how long do you give an organization?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, 6 years.
Look, he's given them. Okay, look, fair. He's given a couple of those teams some longevity.
Now, them? No. But again, if I show up.
I'm not arguing on that one.
If I show up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to. He knows he's not the guy.
No.
Jimmy knows that. He is the second best player on the best team. For sure. I think he knew that even back then because he wanted Cat to be the guy. Because Cat had the potential to be that guy.
But again, it comes down to there wasn't a winning culture there. That was
absolutely
the main point. Is like Cat didn't have that
absolutely
fire.
Not.
And I'm not saying Jimmy Butler doesn't want to win, but like look at the difference when he was there with Cat and when Ant got there with Cat. And it's like, he went in there and he was like new and he's doing his thing, but then like you could start to see when he started to get elevated a little bit.
But I don't think Ant changed Cat.
No,
Ant got them to trade Cat.
No, true. But what I'm saying is he found a way to become the star there and make it work.
So it's also, to me, it's also how you mesh with your players.
Yeah.
Do you have to be the hard-headed jerk the entire time?
Right.
Or do you change your personality? You can still have that same drive.
Yes.
You just may not criticize everybody, out coming out the gate.
Yes.
You change the way that you lead at that point. That's what a good leader does.
But I think
you improvise.
I agree, and that is a fair again another Timberwolf, Kevin Garnett. He couldn't change. He can't change. He still can't change.
Right.
No.
And he's even addressed that. That's why. He went on Jeff Teague. I'm going to just shout out Jeff Teague every time. He went on there and he said that's why he goes and does the podcast because he was so mean to everybody.
He's
literally going to make amends. Yeah. He's like that's just who I am. That's just how I do it.
To counterpoint, you're all right. 6 years on a team. When are they going to happen?
Yeah.
Maybe people just don't want to play with him because they don't want to deal with that type of personality. Because it's the same as why do you have big threes that come together? Because they want to play with those guys.
Yeah.
And so it can go the other way. It's something like, hey, what about a trade package or whoever? I don't want to play with Jimmy Butler.
You could say that, right? You could say that. But then again, the stats don't lie. When Jimmy was on 76ers and when he was on Miami, they were 2 games away. They went to the finals.
Stats mean nothing.
Sure, he did go to the finals.
He was carrying the team.
Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double, and he's still
But it's the difference.
Stank.
It's a difference. Never even making a conference. I took you all the way to Game 6 of the finals. And then my entire team got in.
But again, bad-mouthing the rest of them the entire way.
No, the other time was like conference finals.
Well, it's 2020 for sure.
Yeah.
But he was still bad-mouthing the entire way. He was dragging them, kicking and screaming.
Not up to this point. Yeah. Not up to this point. But when they were in the finals, he wasn't bad-mouthing anybody. That's when they were the love triangle. Remember, they were doing interviews and they're all holding his head on coffee cups. They all loved each other. Then.
The bubble year was hilarious because that's the best Miami looked, and they could have. I feel like they could have beat the Lakers, but Jimmy was gasping for air in Game 3. He's on the floor
So they went 20 games twice in his career in Miami and 17 once. So that's good postseasons. That's 3 years he went 17 or more games. Okay. He averaged 27, 27, and 22 as points. And he was the best defender on the floor. I mean,
again, we're not criticizing his ability here.
Golden State's
I'm criticizing entirely his.
I said Golden State's getting, and I say that, and he's still doing.
I'm criticizing first and foremost his mentality as a leader. That's what I'm criticizing.
Sure.
For sure.
But that was the same thing. Jordan, Kobe, everybody says the same mentality. Kevin Garnett, they all got the same thing. Russell Westbrook gets it. They all do. Yeah. So I don't know. I think as a second fiddle, he falls in because now he's buddy with Curry. He's taken over his leadership style.
That's true.
I think that he knows he's second fiddle, so he's just finding first fiddle.
Right.
He thought it would be Cat and Wiggins.
Yeah. Well, I think he's also gone through enough where he knows that personality doesn't work well, though.
I don't think so, because you see him talk to the younger guys and he's still doing the same thing. He's like the mean uncle.
That's ribbing though versus like the vicious beforehand though. This is like you can tell like so.
He was ribbing with Miami before.
Like all these like the last couple of years when they were doing the jokes, like he's like doing the jokes of like.
Dude, his media day is the best.
Yeah. His what was it versus him and his little rookie last year, and they kept drawing back and forth. Sure. You could tell that was good natured, whereas before. He's always thrown shade, sarcastically or not.
I wouldn't say at Miami. He actually, the first few years, he was very complimentary. He was complimentary both of Tyler Hero and Duncan.
I think he
and then
he realized what his role needed as a leader. I think his leadership style started to change in Miami.
I think so?
Because he had a hard time in Chicago towards the end. Obviously Timberwolves. Yeah. He got to Miami, I think, with the same sort of or Philly, right? Yeah. He gets to Philly and he's like, bro, what the hell? He's doing the same thing and it just didn't work. Yeah. And he went to Miami and he's like, it's all young dudes. Other than maybe a couple.
Yeah. It was young guys.
He's like, great, I got to carry my little brothers down here. Because I think he realized you have to carry a team, and the best way to do that is when everybody on your team is 2 years or less.
Right.
Because of that, and I think that's why now he's mellow. Right. Because I think now he understands.
But I think it's also, I guess we don't know the talks that happened in that locker room during practices.
It's all hearsay.
For example, the Last Dance kind of showed that kind of behind the scenes of how Michael Jordan was, outwardly a jerk to his teammates, but he showed it in the way that, all right, lead by example at that point. He outworked, and Kobe outworked and led by example at that point. Whereas
you would argue showing up and playing with a third string and beating your starters is outworking.
Well, but that's not outworking. That's humiliating. That's different. Because he didn't go, hey, look, this is how good these guys... Because a good leader would say, I beat you with third stringers. Let's see how good we can make everybody.
Sure.
Whereas he just said, I beat you with third stringers. You guys all suck.
I think looking at
There's a big difference.
I think looking at the final straw is different than all the straws that broke the camel's back. Because if I show up and I practice, and I'm watching Kat eat popcorn in the thing, and I show up and I practice,
double cheeseburgers,
and I'm watching Andrew Wiggins take phone calls instead of running laps.
Again,
and I show up. So I'm not saying, but I'm saying we're looking at the one event. If I'm outworking you all this time, and it's like, oh, he's not outworking him. No, he definitely outworked him. He definitely did. He has at most of it. In the Bulls, he outworked him.
Again, it's there's nothing wrong with the outwork, but just like with Kobe and Michael Jordan, you outwork and then encourage.
I don't think Kobe has never been encouraging in his life. Look what he did to Jeremy Lin. Look what he did for Nick Young.
Yeah, but then there's a couple guys where somebody go, hey Kobe, can I give me some tips? And he goes,
but the difference
meet me here, and he beats them by 3 hours getting there.
But this is the difference.
That's how you do it.
You're judging Kobe on the sum, and you're judging Jimmy on the one, right? Because you're saying all that outwork early because he he's shown himself, he stuck with Chicago, he tried to help, and that was young. Minnesota and 76ers, it didn't work out. Minnesota, he had that. He gets to Miami, he helps everybody and their buddy. He's doing all that part. Now, it ended poorly, but you can't just judge on the end. If I stay, I'm trying to help.
But there's a series of consequences that lead to that end, though. Obviously, something didn't work out. Obviously, with 76ers...
I would say your examples to call back to Kobe and Michael are the worst ever. Michael was known to be the hardest working jerk in the world. Jerk in the world. Look at the starting five. Literally, everybody hates him. Everybody who played with him hates him. Everybody.
No, I agree.
Look, and the same with Kobe. Everybody, Shaq couldn't stand Kobe for a huge portion.
Michael and Kobe are they're. It's tough because with Michael Jordan, I get what you're saying with the elevate part because it's he was a bit of an ass, right? That's why you said a lot of his teammates don't like him now.
Yeah.
But it also is that thing where in the moment. Yeah. With the best example I have is with Kerr or something like that, where it's dude, okay, Kerr would be dude, we hated each other, we got into an argument, we got into a fight. But then Michael's I'm going to throw you the ball, you better bring it. He encouraged the, prove me wrong then, and I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
But I think there's one through line, and this is going to be this is just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I'm but look at the Bulls, look at Minnesota, look at Miami, which Miami's the only outlier, and then Philly, right?
Sure.
They all are pretty trashly run. They all have horrible, they're known horrible organizations who once Chicago had Michael Jordan and Pippen in that team, once that stopped,
everybody knows they have an awful.
They didn't know what they're doing. Minnesota don't know what they're doing. There hasn't for a while. It's the closest they've had,
and only because we now have new management.
I was going to say this is a completely different everything.
Yeah. Philly notoriously doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
Miami's the only one that is stuck in, but a lot of that's Spoelstra. Pat Riley, I think right now is in the weirdest time of his life.
Yep.
And I think they only, and I'm not going to say they only won because of who they had before, but look at who they had.
Yeah.
You had Spoelstra at the peak of his coaching career.
Right.
You had 3 of the biggest stars in the world.
Of course.
Like, they got you the title.
Yeah, if you bring in those 3,
you're gonna win. So like the problem, but there's a reason why some of these teams, like, it's just, I think it's where you start. What team do you start at?
Yeah.
Like some of these guys who go to Orlando could be stars.
Paolo Banchero.
But yeah, and look at him though. He's a killer. He's a killer, but no one barely talks about him.
Yep.
He'll die in Orlando, or he'll wait till his contract's up and he won't be the same player anymore.
Right. Sure.
So there's obscurity island. Like if you end up on a certain level, you either have to be fortunate enough to get to a championship caliber team right away,
right,
or you're going to be in Chicago or Timbers Wolves or and you're just going to be stuck there. And so I think it's a tough because like I don't put it all on Jimmy because there is a couple of proof. There's a couple of proof that he tried, right?
Yeah.
But I think at a certain point, like with Miami, I think his last 2 years, 100% was a problem with the organization, not his players or teammates.
Yeah.
I think he enjoyed his Miami teammates.
So
I think it was more Pat Riley. I think it was like just being there. He saw that we're not making any moves to help.
That's also the thing.
Like, he's like,
we're paying Duncan Robinson star money to ride the bench for 4 minutes a game.
And when you see that as Jimmy Butler, you're going to be like, I don't want to be here anymore. I can't do this anymore.
And when Duncan was taking the big shots, he was rooting Duncan on.
Duncan in 2020-21 was a killer.
No minutes. And it's like, dude, this isn't working. You have to make changes. The organization.
So the lineup. And then you paid him star money.
So to piggyback off of your point,
crazy.
What's the common denominator between Michael Jackson and Kobe?
Michael Jackson.
The singer.
Well, there's one common denominator. We'll leave it out for
What's
now.
the difference between Michael Jordan and Kobe? Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
A good person behind him.
Championship caliber coach.
Sure. Yeah.
And like to your point, nobody was there in Jimmy Butler's corner in any of those teams.
100%.
You're saying like to your point, he dragged everyone by himself.
Well, you would argue he's in a good environment for the first time of his career.
For the first time.
Well, and he's thriving in that position.
Right.
Of course, he does have Steph, even though it's like
it's the whole thing of what's the culture of the team that you're going to and from.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson created a winning mentality at all costs with the right people.
Right.
And then all of those other ones were you're a star player, good luck, and I hope you don't die alone.
Well, and there's a huge difference because like if you look at Michael Jordan and Kobe,
and Kerr Kerr is a direct descendant from Phil Jackson.
That's true.
From Phil Jackson, of course.
And so he gets not even just that. Look where he's thriving now.
Played under Phil.
5 championships.
Was an assistant coach under Greg Popovich for years.
Yeah.
So I mean, this line that he's been under.
You see this through
now, if anything, you make my point that Jimmy Butler is now thriving under a coach and GM
100%.
who knows how to do
that. I
that.
agree with that, but I think judging the way in which he forced an exit, player only has so many options. What's your options to force an exit?
Well, demand it,
Media, or teammates. I either have to create. I can tell the media I want to trade, or I can tell front office. Let's face it, Timberwolves, they don't care. They don't care.
No.
Miami didn't care because they just don't. They know
because they knew what they were at that point too.
They knew
they also knew what they were at that point. They're like. Well,
so then the only way to force out is to create such a stink that you get rid of me. So it's my only option. And he learned in 6 years.
James Harden's got that.
Honestly,
There's
he
no
literally
difference.
got that.
There's really no difference.
He's like, I won't say anything to the media.
I'll eat yourself.
I'm going to go party. I'm going to strip clubs. I'm going to do this.
My teammates are going to hate me either way.
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm saying. I think for Jimmy, he had to work. He worked. He was a JUCO player. Mm-hmm. He didn't even get drafted. He didn't even get scouted. He worked from JUCO to the NBA. So you can't say he didn't outwork you, but he outworked everybody.
No, never did.
So then you get to the team, and it's like, oh, they're not working. I want out. There's only so many ways. And then I talked to my agent. Agent's like, yeah, they're not going to trade you. Oh, they'll trade me. They will trade me.
Like, we'll figure this out.
I will call out this team's problem right now, and I'll do it in a glorious fashion.
I feel the same way. I'm starting to feel the same way about basketball as I do about like TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, it's hard to invest in any team.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, all right, they signed him for 5 years, and then 2 years go by, and you're like, all you see is like so and so re-signed, or so and so wants out, or so and so wants, and you're like, well, great. Yeah. I can't. Now, what's the point of what am I investing for? Because there's no stakes here. There's no history.
Yeah.
And I think like with Jimmy Butler specifically, I wouldn't say the term out he didn't outwork anybody. I just think it was like there was a couple instances where you wanted to see maybe a change of mentality would have changed you.
Yeah.
But I'm not there. Y'all aren't there.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just so bad.
Maybe it was so bad. It's one of those what ifs.
It's so bad. He's like, bro, with peace and love. I can't be here.
Yeah.
But it just you hate to see it because it's like it almost turns into what did that person do wrong when it's multiple teams.
Oh, it's multiple.
And it depends on the circumstance. You're like you look at it and you're like, what the hell did he do? Why?
I don't blame. Like I blamed players. Like I was heavily into players need to be loyal because I was a Mavs fan.
You have a gold standard.
But there are examples of okay, you got one, right? We brought one home. Toronto even got one, luckily.
And then he left.
But where if we just stay the course, we just stay the course and trust the team, the team will come around. Mm-hmm. And then you see stories like Joel Embiid and Carmelo Anthony stays loyal.
Who gets screwed because of it.
And Allen Iverson, again 76ers, so there's a theme going on with the 76ers. But you see these players, let's be honest, Kevin Garnett and Kevin Love both had to leave y'all's team in order to find the success.
Philly had James Harden for like 2 minutes.
In between, the mid 2000s through the mid 2010s, the Wolves were a farm for all of those championship caliber teams. We drafted them, developed them, said good luck to you. Basically, we'll take your trash in return.
Minnesota turned into a mental system.
They were the G League.
We were the G League.
Y'all were like the relegation squad.
Yeah. Well, seriously,
y'all were relegation.
We talk about we want soccer relegation. It's the Wolves.
It's the Wolves.
During that 10-year gap,
dude. Harden in Philly is so funny to me because I remember like there was that picture he bought Embiid a watch, and then like the next week he was gone. I'm like, damn, what happened there?
Yeah.
Why? Like he just took a picture with Embiid and gave him a damn Rolex, and now he's gone.
I used to be a team guy. Now because the tables have turned so much, I'm like, nah, players. Hey, they're not loyal. Don't be loyal.
Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
Go. I'd be out. I'd be out in a minute.
Well, that's why it's easy.
Don't chase the big three.
Yeah. No, big three doesn't work.
But if you're just looking to chase a good system, a good coaching staff, a medical team that's competent, right? Hey, chase them. You might as well because they don't care about you.
No.
Right.
Golden State pissed me off, but they had to win with the team. Yeah. Lakers won the bubble, but for the most part, it was a team effort.
It was a team effort.
When you have Boston was a team effort. Like, team effort is...
OKC was definitely a team effort.
OKC was the prime example of a team effort. Like, you needed everyone.
Nuggets
beforehand.
100% a team effort.
That's why the team effort is finally coming back.
Yes.
So, like, now it's like, okay, Butler, I think, realized, I can't be the star.
Yeah.
I don't even have a big three.
Yeah.
I've tried that. I need to work on a team.
Yeah.
Like, and the team happened to be a championship team.
Yeah.
They know what they're talking about. Kerr is your coach. Like, he respects them all.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, like, he has nothing to lose now. Like,
it's actually playing under a coach has to be refreshing.
Oh,
now, I will say, Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, for a good portion, they are a top tier organization in some parts.
Yeah.
Their conditioning has always been out of this world.
Yeah.
But other parts where they just don't make moves.
I've always had a hunch that Pat's kind of riding on LeBron's coattails from when he left, where like he's still trying to ride that glory and still try to use
new Bulls.
Yeah.
Well,
he's trying to
Chicago.
Yeah. He's trying to use that same strategy, but it's not working because he doesn't have LeBron Bosh.
Who did they bring in? Dion Waiters. I don't know if y'all remember him.
Yeah.
And Dion Waiters is our guy, and we have the best conditioning in the world, and we're going to outrun everybody, and Dion's going to be the guy. Dude, Dion was gone the next year. Out of the league, he was so bad. It's just like, and you don't make any moves, you overpay people.
Cleveland tried it when it looked like, again, a make-it team, but it's like they won the title, but then on the same year they had Love, they had freaking Dwayne Wade, and I'm like, LeBron's there too, and I'm like, what is this team right now?
Yeah. No, Kyrie you're talking about. Yeah.
No, D-Wade was there too. In Cleveland.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. But again, the fact I mistook him for Kyrie, and they were both there.
Yeah, they both were there. You're like, this doesn't work anymore. Like, this doesn't work. So
our opponents quit midway.
Oh, dude, there's 2 seasons where you're like, am I actually witnessing this? And D-Wade was with Chicago for a minute and Cleveland. And you're like, this makes no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And he went back to Miami anyway. So you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
So basketball.
Get loyalty in there.
Basketball, we got some interesting stuff. I think right now, as far as this current season goes, it's gonna be interesting. By the time we get to the end,
our teams don't matter.
Don't say that. As a Timberwolves fan, I'm setting up for disappointment.
Look, I'm sorry, and this is for somebody who has no stakes as far as like running an organization.
Sure.
I don't want to tank. Like, let's top 10, let's top 8 it, baby.
Like,
let's make the playoffs.
You
can scratch
we
one
have
win.
picks.
At this moment, there's no incentive for us to tank the Mavs.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think y'all have to tank. I really don't think so.
Because we are good enough to stay at top 8 if we can just get our defense together.
Sure.
So I don't know if that's a trade. I don't know if it's a free agent pickup. I don't know what that is. But our defense needs to get fixed. And if we can just survive until Tatum comes back, that's a.
And I think y'all knew this going in, but if y'all can figure out the big situation, it's going to help a lot. Because only having Tillman be your only competent big is killing you.
You can't do it.
Love Tillman, but and he's an old school player, but
yeah, we have no one to just stand there and go this, do this and throw it, this and throw. Right. Like we have no one to do that. So just top 8, we'll be good. Yeah, I'll be happy if we can get to the playoffs and they're there. No. I'll be fine. Yeah. I don't care where we are, but
we can do whatever.
First round exit, baby. Well, with you guys, it just sucks because like you have the players. Yeah. It's just
they're all healthy.
If they're all healthy,
Derek Lively's missed games.
It's not a bad team.
Cooper Flagg has logged more minutes already than Anthony Davis has at the Maverick.
That's insane.
That's brutal.
And it's like,
I know boys out there wearing a Green Bay Packers shirt.
I know.
What a rat.
So, I think he's gonna. I think speaking of a player wanting out, I think he and Clay will ask out.
Because Clay, dude, you're Clay Thompson. You take a gamble. You go, I'm leaving my 4 championships to go to a team to play with Luka and Kyrie and have a nice shot at it. And then everything goes to hell when you get
there. And then everything goes. This is what
I'm not
he
a Clay Thompson fan, but I feel for him a little bit as far as this goes. Because I'm like, he really got lied to.
Oh,
now,
absolutely.
That being said, hot trash right now.
Oh, of course.
Okay, he's going through the Clay slump better than he's ever gone through. Where he's shooting 27% or something.
Yeah.
I think the other night.
And this time he doesn't have Steph to rely on to keep up his numbers.
Yeah, no.
Because people are forgetting Cooper Flagg is a rookie.
Yeah,
he was meant to lean on his veterans.
No. Cooper Flagg is 18.
Yeah, he's a kid.
That is wild.
So I want everybody does talk trash about Cooper, and it's like, dude. He was in high school. Like he could still be in high school.
He played, one year?
There are high school players who are older than him.
Yeah.
That's why I feel bad because Cooper has...
It's 1 year for college.
That's all you got to
be, right?
And he was a young, he graduated, I think, at 17, did his thing, and then now he's literally on the list with Wemby and LeBron and Kobe for the only players to, score this many points before you're 18 years up.
That's insane.
It's like, okay, is he struggling? Sure. Is he 18 and still... put in this position, so let's chill out.
Because right now it's a lot of media right now about him. Yeah. It's not the fan base isn't really brutal on it. They I think understand.
Yeah.
But it's more of the media's like Cooper Flagg's only scoring this point. He's not doing. Like someone said the other day, I saw I think it was ESPN something where they're like, oh, he would have gone in the 3rd round if he would have stayed in college this year. 3rd round.
Which is so funny.
And I'm like, seriously, bro? He's playing with a broken Mavericks team.
Even with the team he's got and all of the above, he's still 6th in the rookie leaderboards. Right? Okay, let's not I understand he went first. Right. Okay, we've got Edgecombe having a historic year. Edgecombe is averaging 24 points a game. He came into the NBA and scored 34 points his first game.
We watched it. It was against Boston, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
I was like, what the hell?
I didn't want to mention that. But,
guys, I just want to thank you for watching
that. Yeah, right.
You can't say that.
He's right there. He's right there.
Yeah, it's my turn. Yay! Full circle moment. Well, because the thing is, I look at it and I go, good on you, kid. But if you scored 4 less points, Boston would have won.
Now,
damn you.
Y'all were daring him to shoot. Y'all were
because it's supposed to be shit.
He's gonna suck. I don't know why.
He's supposed to suck.
The 4th shot in, you're like, oh, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's a rookie.
He shot
keeps making
it. He took 23 shots, and y'all just kept letting him shoot.
This guy doesn't shoot.
Dude, it was awesome.
Guys, why not at 25 points did you go, let's defend on it?
Right,
why did you not stop? Because he got 38. Why?
Oh, my God.
Damn it. Now you're making me mad before we have fun later. I was mad at you. No, but it's true. It's true. It's not Flagg's fault.
No.
I wish he was on a healthy team. I was so excited, and I'm sure you were too, to get him because he is a good player.
For context,
but he needed to develop.
Comparison, Anthony Edwards is 25 or 24 right now. That is 6 years difference. Imagine the difference 6 years is going to make if they stick with it. Yeah.
He gets there, poor guy.
Yeah, it was the same thing with Wemby. Wemby came in and he's not good enough yet.
And then 3 years later, he's dominant.
Wemby was 18 when he got in as well. He was 18 for a little while because it's him and LeBron and Kobe and Cooper and one other player, and I can't remember who it is, who had this many 20-point games in their 18th year. And it's this is what 3 years of development does.
It's incredible,
Yeah, it's 3 years later, and Wemby's literally the best player to step on the court.
Yeah. I just feel like there's...
that's the makings of a superstar, or the literal makings of one. It's if you can start good, and then keep getting better and better, and show that you're leaps and bounds over everybody else.
Which I'll argue, that's what Kid is doing. Kid is literally giving him the keys to the kingdom. Everybody's gonna hang Kid for it and have him fired, I'm sure. But
they're gonna be thanking him later.
They're like, "What were you doing?"
They're gonna do it, and then it's like, well, do you want him to be good, or do you want him just to be mediocre?
No, business is development right now.
Because playtime is the only way you're gonna get that.
Yeah, and could he stay in college 3 more years? Yeah. What's the good? You're going to learn to play against the zone defense? Great. And nobody runs the zone anymore.
And probably tear your ACL somewhere between
there. Like you're going to have to learn to play NBA style. Like, play NBA games. That's the only way to get better.
Well, that's why if either Kyrie or you find someone that's Kyrie adjacent, get rid of everybody else.
Just another good
anybody who's 33 or older, get rid of, because it's like
the only veteran you need is PJ Washington. Honestly,
that's true. I keep forgetting he's there. I know he's there, but I keep forgetting he's there. Yeah. I drive by his big old face on the side of the building every day.
I stare at it enough. PJ and Najee, even though Najee isn't a true vet, but he's been there a while. That's all you need. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
we'll be fine. Everybody else, like, we can get rid. I know. We can get rid of Jaden Hardy, as much as all of us Mav fans love him. He's a fun guy, but trade him. We need to keep Max Christie. He's a good mid-level guy. So we have enough to put together a team. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I just hope the Mavs, maybe now that Nico's gone, they'll really, because right now I'm like, who's deciding? Maybe the owners doing it. I don't know.
They need to have some hard thoughts about what their next step is going to be.
Trade people before their contract expires.
Now, I know what media does, because media does media things. I did find it hilarious that Patrick Dumont, it came out, I don't know, a few days ago, had a very big disagreement with Luka 2 days before his trade. Okay, funny. We're gonna blame Patrick now. Listen, trade discussion started 60 days before. Okay, I know. So I still say it was Nico, because if I'm Nico and I want to get rid of him, and I know Dumont is on the fence, and then they have an argument, I'm like, man, he's not a team guy. He's not on your team. You should trade him. So as much as we're still trying to blame Pat, I agree he has something to do with it. It was Nico.
Yeah, it was all of them. It was Nico for sure, but I think it was just all of them were like.
I think Nico was the captain of that ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the hook.
Y'all need to play some like Moneyball with it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it is. Like, start picking apart. Like, all right, who can we get rid of? Who can we pick apart here? Replace them in the aggregate here.
That's exactly what we need to do.
Seriously.
So that's that.
No, that's a basketball talk, guys.
Yeah.
Everything else in like okay. Cowboys won, thankfully.
Yeah, Cowboys won against
which they should have.
The Raiders. You guys had to have done that. Yeah.
They needed
Shedeur Sanders made his debut.
Yeah.
What'd you think, guys?
I mean,
did you watch it?
He's on the Browns. So
I watched highlights.
Not much else you can do about that.
Well, what is.
I think you feel for him. I mean, he said a quote. He had never taken a snap with any of the starting players. So
what?
Okay, so Cleveland obviously has the worst organization.
Did not invest him, and he's starting next week apparently.
So
literally going into the game was the first time he'd taken a snap with the starters. What are you going to do about that? Like that's
don't run.
That's not on him.
They don't run the backup quarterback with just what if he goes in a game?
That was the statement. Whether that's true or not. Yeah,
that's brutal.
I would have said it no matter what.
I mean, yeah.
I would have said it no matter what.
He doubled down on it, yeah.
That's insane.
Now, I will say his decision making was a little iffy. He was trying to squeeze in passes where I don't think you have to force some of them.
Again, that's rookie for
you
right now.
After he did it a few times, he was just holding on to the ball. He got sacked, and I'm like.
But again, that's rookie in a prime time, not prime time game, but but mid-season.
Hey, all right. Cleveland's like, you hear that, guys?
Yeah.
He's prime time. He's prime time son.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But it's like you put him into a no-win situation.
100%. 100%.
So what do you expect him to do? Just become God Almighty at that point?
He had a good game though, and legendary. Nick Foles. If he was Nick Foles, just come in and just
win the rest of the games this season.
Right.
Yeah,
pulls a Dak Prescott or pulls a Brady.
Yeah, and just come in and just figure it out.
Yeah.
When it comes to like Cleveland and like Jets and stuff like that, you kind of have to take everything you hear as the truth.
Yeah.
Like assume he doesn't practice.
Just assume the worst. At that point,
assume he's never snapped.
If that is true, I would, as the owner, I would go in and just start firing all of my stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because
like if I hear that in media, I'm calling a meeting that night.
Yeah, it's like, and whoever, are you kidding me?
Whoever is running practice is now fired.
Right.
Because if my backup quarterback is not comfortable taking a snap from my starting center, obviously we've not done our job.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's insane.
That is the most surprising thing ever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I would be pissed.
Yeah.
I would be pissed. Poor Browns fans. I know there's only 6 of you out there, but poor y'all.
For all 6 of you, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Well, anything else?
So real quick, here's on Sports Illustrated. Stefanski admitted that it was that Sunday's loss was the first time Sanders took team reps with the Browns. When Flacco was a starter, Gabriel was taking snaps with the starters at practice. During practice, Sanders had been running the scout team and throwing to backups. Oh my God! Yeah,
guys,
that was Stefanski. That was Stefanski saying that, not Shador.
I'm gonna say this: it is harder to read. This is an obvious statement, but maybe their practice squad needs to learn. It is harder to read the starting defense than it is the practice squad. I can pick apart a practice squad as an NFL guy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm an NFL quarterback playing against practice squad defense. Yeah. That cornerback, easier to read. I can squeeze that pass in.
Yep.
Do we wonder why maybe his timing was just a tad off?
Just maybe.
With those super fast cornerbacks and linebackers all over the field. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God.
But it's going to be his, it's his fault.
Yeah, Shador.
It's Shador's
Practice
fault.
harder with your backup.
You should know how to do it, bro.
And I get it. Okay, he was the third string. Cool. Guess what? This is why we practice. All right, now I sound like Allen Iverson.
I don't think they do practice. I think they come in, they sit around, they talk, they drink some coffee.
Dude, I'm like,
that's brutal.
That makes no sense to me because you would want you want every player to practice. Yep. Like you want your backup kicker to be good from 60.
Exactly.
Why is your backup quarterback not having to play?
Yeah.
Like why? What is this?
You know that saying like you're playing chess when you're playing checkers.
Yeah.
Like. They're playing like Scrabble. Like, they're playing Scrabble.
They're not even on the same board.
They're not different games.
They're just coloring.
Different strategies. They're just drawing on crayons in the corner.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what's happening.
Not even the same crayons the Marines are.
So it's brutal because it's like, guys.
Yeah. That mismanagement.
That's
terrible
organization.
Absolutely.
Practice is just bare minimum.
Yeah.
Dude.
Just practice.
It's bad.
Yeah.
No,
I'm upset now.
Yep.
I might watch Cleveland just for funsies.
You might as well. You never know what'll happen. They don't know either. They don't practice the players.
They've been a trash show for years, and this might be the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah.
Hey, at least they're not defeated this year. Entirely defeated.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, so notable standings. Denver and New England are just standing tall at 9-2.
Getting so close to my KC theory being correct. I'm so
you
close.
Are.
5-5. They're out of the hunt right now.
Yep.
Dude,
I've got a buddy of mine who's a Broncos fan. He is believing hard right now.
Oh,
it's incredible. Like,
I mean, if you're a Broncos fan, this is your moment.
This is it. This is the closest you've gotten in a while.
Yeah.
You're like the top.
Yeah, you were literally tied
with a hometown guy.
Yeah,
which is huge. Because it hits a little different.
What's that to say about Russell Wilson though, getting played out there? And so obviously it wasn't all Sean Payton on that.
No, it wasn't all Sean.
Yep, wasn't all Sean.
Sean seems like he knows what he's doing with Bo.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
Broncos Nation, let's ride. Man, I just love that they roasted him. He hadn't even played a game and they roasted him all because of Romo.
Dude, they should start wearing those shirts to
Broncos Nation. Let's put him in a green screen like
Bo leave it. Let's ride.
There you go, perfect.
But so Colts still doing good. Let's see here. Let's see here. Philadelphia somehow still 8-2. Chicago. That's the surprising. As someone who is on the receiving end of that.
What, 7-3?
They're
7-3. They were almost 6-4, except for a last-second field goal. And I will have it be known, it wasn't entirely JJ's fault for that loss. JJ somehow,
you can only do
3 out of the 4 quarters looked atrocious, but then he managed to come back. His 2-minute drill. Whoo!
Yeah,
he was throwing some. I watched the last couple minutes of that game. He was throwing some dots to get the last touchdown to put us ahead by 2.
I mean,
he was throwing some dots, and then our special team screwed it. Kickoff, 50 seconds left. Let him go for 56 yards on the kickoff.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
And they did 2 plays, got in field goal range, kicked it.
How do you blow that coverage?
It's
the only time kickoff coverage.
You saw the highlight, the replay of KOC. You've got to be.
Well, that's why there's at least if you're Denver
had a day,
because I think Denver right now is experiencing what KC did a few years ago, where it's there's for sure 2, at least 3, maybe 3 games that they won by a field goal.
Yeah. So at least it wasn't blind luck this time.
Yeah,
it was close.
There's close wins.
Oh, there's close, and I'm sure they feel that.
Yeah.
They would love if it was a touchdown win.
But you always love to be. But there's always those teams every year that they're on the right side of those 1-score games, and it's nice to see when it's an underdog like the Broncos have been.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, and I'm also in the a win's a win, because 100%. Championships, you just need to win one game.
Yeah,
I don't care how you do it.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And the Colts, there was a game a couple weeks ago where like freaking old boy was like busted open and fighting for his life, and they found it was a fight.
Playoffs are really where you see what happens because it's like KC last year when they lost or 2 years ago.
Last year.
Yeah. And it was the season where they won like 3 or 4 games by actual blind luck.
Yes.
Things that were out of their control. And then they got exposed in the Super Bowl. They got exposed hard in the Super Bowl. So it's like it shows.
You need to win. I'm a much, even in like basketball, depending on what's going on, like I'd rather you win in a fight than win in a blowout.
Yeah.
Because like if you win in a blowout, like you said with KC, like they didn't experience a fight until the end.
Yeah.
And it was like they got exposed.
And they found somebody who could fight back.
They got exposed heavily.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But like it'll be an interesting postseason. Just as a football fan, it'll be interesting. Now as a Cowboy fan, and
sneaking up on us. Yeah. It'll be interesting for football. Cowboys. We're gonna be 500.
Yeah.
We're good, man.
Yeah.
We're cool.
Yeah. So notice
for next year, baby.
Notable games. Y'all are playing Philly next week. That's going to be.
We looked good the first time.
Yeah,
we lost in a good game.
Almost won.
We did look good in that game. That is true. We're gonna get pushed right out the stadium.
I'm trying, damn it. All right.
That's all I'm worried about. I think we'll hold up because it'll be a shootout. But
it'll for sure be a shootout.
You know what? Cowboys are winning.
Defense is a little bit of an issue. Yeah,
all right.
Cowboys are winning. Cowboys Nation. Let's ride.
Okay.
Cowboys.
I think it's decided by a field goal.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's going to be a shootout.
All right.
Because Philly's also a little like Philly.
So you're not betting the spread of what you're saying.
Because even though Philly is still winning, they're not. I don't feel like they're as unbeatable as maybe the first few.
No,
they look completely. They've had injuries. They've had
compared to 8-2 teams, they are not the strongest 8-2 team.
Yeah, like they're beatable, even though they've only lost 2. They're a beatable 8-2. So
100%.
I feel like Cowboys can go in there and really, you go in there thinking you have nothing to lose. Have fun.
Yeah,
why not?
Try to have fun. Go in there.
Well, we got a lot of targets.
So you got your people back.
Yeah,
just throw
defense will literally be the problem.
Yeah,
so
speaking of and your targets back with was it CeeDee Lamb and Pickens out for the first?
That was funny.
Did you hear the story of why they got out?
I did hear that.
The rumor is apparently because they were playing in Vegas, they were out late the night before.
Yeah.
And apparently they got caught being out late, and they still put up the points that they did. I'm just gonna assume
having fun,
hungover and tired.
I'm just saying. Listen, if I can play, that's all that matters.
But that's the rumor.
All right, we take the James Harden approach.
Well, I'll just let all the nachos
party the night before. Yeah. Well, that's for the off season.
Yeah, I would say that.
There's a long NFL off season, so you get to.
Dennis Rodman had it down to a science.
Great point.
That's
great point.
He knew to do.
So you're Green Bay and Minnesota. That'll be interesting seeing how.
You have to win. I
mean,
just because.
That's why I wish we could have won against the Bears because we would have been 3-0 in the division with still a losing record.
Yeah.
Or with an even record. Whereas Green Bay, we would have still had a better record than them no matter what. But oh well. Let's see here. Any other noticeable games? Not honestly. Sunday Night Football is going to be good. Bucks and Rams.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
To me, those are the big.
Did Mayfield
games.
just have a baby? Did I imagine this?
I don't think I saw that anywhere. If he did, congrats.
Yeah, Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Yeah.
I think Rams take that one.
Yeah. Those are some big games. Yeah. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet games next week. A few teams on bye. So let's see here: Broncos, Chargers, Dolphins, Commanders on bye. So
yeah. Yeah, well, we'll take it for what it is. Now, in theory, the Cowboy-Philly is probably one of the bigger games, and Minnesota.
I mean, you could say like the Colts and KC.
This week he's having his second baby, but they are not having the baby
yet. They announced it. Okay.
Yeah, Colts and KC, but KC now. I'm so happy. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm waiting for this dynasty to end. I'm sorry.
So
I'm done.
Everybody else.
This is it. I'm done. Just seeing their name in the hunt, I'm like, if they win 3 games in a row, they're back in the hunt. Like,
now, everyone could tune in for the Cleveland Raiders game.
Yikes.
Ooh.
That's going to be
let's get right on that.
Guys.
Thrilling match.
I say we do.
Yeah,
I say we do.
Let's triple their
see
viewership.
If they get flipped.
Yeah, we don't watch together. We just put on a TV at our house.
Keep in mind, it's at 3 o'clock. It's an afternoon.
What a horrible spot to be for that. Their one fan is thrilled right now.
Oh, yeah. All 2 of them.
Are they in LA? Or are they in Vegas? Or are they in Cleveland?
They're at Vegas, so.
Oh, at least it's Vegas.
Isn't the hockey season going? Nobody cares about
that.
No cares. Yeah. It's all about the.
What's the
Knights? Yeah, hey, that stadium's nice.
The stadium's nice and the team is great, so it works out.
Now it is.
The only time I wish I was a fan of a horrible team is like just to be able to go to a game for like $10.
Oh yeah,
that's the one thing.
Like we talked about it
no
when
matter what they're
OKC
doing,
was doing nothing.
When OKC was doing nothing, I looked at season tickets. I did. I looked and I was like, OKC's only like a 2 hour, 2.5.
Yeah,
3
so far.
hours.
Yeah.
Depends on. I guess I've never really been to OKC, but I've been to Oklahoma. And I was like, I can make that drive.
It's about 3.5 hours.
It was like you could buy the season tickets. You only have to go like 5 games, and you've paid for it.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I could do this.
Just 5 weekends.
Think about the return on investment.
That's what I'm saying.
Now they're them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they're the top.
So next
team
year
in the
here in Dallas, there you go.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be able to buy. The only place that'd be better is go get some Wizards season tickets because ain't nobody buying those.
I don't want to go to Washington.
Wizards just there to fill the void.
Yeah,
that's all. They're a void team.
They're just there.
Yeah.
They exist.
So
yeah.
So I feel that we're wrapping up. I have an ending question. I don't want an answer. This will be
next week.
For next week, for the comments, for the people. Who has the best dynasty? Which sporting genre?
Okay. Oh wait, all right. Which genre has the best dynasty, or which
baseball?
Team?
Which is the best dynasty? Baseball, hockey.
I already got the answer.
You can tell me cricket. Okay.
You shush.
No, but that's not team though. It's sport, right? Is that what you said?
No. What?
No. What team?
What team in any sport?
All genres count.
I like that. All right.
All genres. You even go soccer, and we can go international soccer if you really want
to.
I don't know how y'all feel. So I need you to
be
tell
fair,
me.
Though, I actually had an answer not even thinking about Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think.
But now that you said Boston, I'm like,
I didn't even say it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The thing is, I didn't even say it. I just looked at you.
So that.
If you want,
simmer on it.
I'll try to think about it. I'm gonna omit my team.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to. If you objectively can.
I don't have to do that. Mine isn't a dynasty, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. I guess one of them could be America's team.
I don't even have that. So.
No, not even to baseball.
I have one championship in all of the teams.
Would y'all have a hockey team?
The Wild, but we had the Wild. We had a championship with the North Stars.
Okay.
You guys took them. We had championships with the Lakers, and then they left.
All right.
And then technically, the year before the NFL combined,
the merge,
the Vikings did win the year before.
That's right.
So
they got Pee Wee League.
Yeah, we got Pee Wee League. So, but nobody ever counts Pee Wee League. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I got
so best team.
Yeah. So you can pick your own. You just have to bring supporting arguments.
Bring support.
Here. Yeah.
Bring support. And really, the only international would be soccer, so we don't have to do that because I don't know if y'all. I barely know a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a favorite team, so.
All right, we'll say the Galaxy.
All right.
They're 0.
Hey, I've been to one of their games before. Yeah, back in when I lived in California. Yeah, LA Galaxy. They put it.
All right.
FC Dallas is always trying to get people to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they.
Aren't they up in Frisco? Isn't that their?
I believe so.
I think that's their stadium.
I believe so. I think
nice stadium from what I hear.
Yeah.
I've been up there.
I do believe it's a nice stadium, but
everything.
I know for a while nice. they were giving away tickets on the radio. They were. I guess they were probably.
Because they only recently opened within the last 5-6 years, something like that. Right?
And so they were just giving tickets away, trying to get people in the door.
Yeah. Well, because I think they opened just before COVID, and then I forget when.
I don't think it's that new.
It's pretty new, because I know, Dallas FC. I'm pretty sure it was within the last so many years. Let me see here. Oh no, 95. All right.
It's been around a minute.
It just happened to have been,
I only know that because 7 degrees of separation. There was a kid that I went to high school with, whose brother got to try out for FC Dallas, and I was like, they were around before, they wouldn't line up.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But 95. That was before me.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was So there's good for them.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
So, all right.
I like that.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Tell us
the greatest dynasty in any sport.
In sports.
Mm-hmm. In sports.
I like it. All right. So everyone shout out what your best dynasty is. See what your favorite is. Doesn't matter what sport
Jimmy
it is.
Butler is my best dynasty.
Oh, God. The dynasty of switching teams. I'd be like, okay, him, Melo.
Yeah. He's not even the best at that either.
That's true.
That's Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq's got the rainbow.
All right, shout out your dynasty. Shout out how your basketball team's doing. And
socials, like, subscribe, follow. Go check
all
out
that stuff.
Post some fun stuff on there. So.
Yep. All right. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys. Bye.